So from my side, diversity, equity, inclusion, is it really a concern? I'll be talking on the con side, but it is not exactly the con. As Madam says, it is a matter of concern. But I have a little different perspective towards it. Don't get me wrong, I am not here to support misogyny. So my topic of discussion for next 10 minutes will be, why does the inequality exist? Who is responsible for these biases? Who needs to work to change the present scenario? And what are the other important aspects of DI other than just the gender gaps? If we answer this, we have to go back to the history, our own history. As we know that in early Vedic culture, we have no difference. We have completely equal sharing of the responsibility from male and female. Our female were called Janni or Devi or Ardhangini. They used to take equal participation in all the activities as the male. They were equally educated and they were taking equal parts in all the rituals. Later in the Vedic period, it got deteriorated. Parda Patha, Sati Pratha, and all entered, and women's condition in society got worsened. But after the British rule, it started improving. And my generation has seen the many women role model in the not just in the field of medicine, but all other fields. So we feel that we can do it. The thing is, the situation was different when ma'am started her career. She has only probably Dr. Anandi to see, but we have many more like ma'am and our president also to look forward to. So what we are today is, we are taking as a women 18% of GDP contribution in the recent study done in 2022, where they have studied the key position in the leading organization. 55% of the CEO and managing director is being chosen as a female candidate. So it is much more than what it used to be. If we see at the political level, our representation in Lok Sabha has also increased, and we are expecting to see more women leaders there as well. So if we talk about the medicine, ma'am rightly said that the percentage of the women compared to male in the practice is very less. If you see the published figure in 2018, 70% of the male are practicing doctors, 30% of the women are practicing doctors. If you see the same figures at the ground level, when they enter the MBBS, it is almost equal, 50-50%, which means that we are losing 20% of the women in the journey to practice. The problem here is, whatever may be the reason of losing the women, it is not anyone's wish, but the role which is being given to us, we are not fulfilling the role. So it is not the loss to our individual level, it is loss to society, because we are losing 20% of seats which were given in a expectation that we will practice and we will give benefit to the society. So it is society's loss, not just our individual's loss or not just the gender's loss. So that is very important. We have to be responsible when we are given the responsibilities. If we see the unfair distribution within the specialities, it is very unequal. We do see more women practicing in gynecology, ophthalmology, dermatology, anesthesiology, radiology. So basically they are all preferences which is being taken by the women candidates. They are natural tendencies because they feel comfort in that particular branches, because they have many women role model to look forward to. Well, when we are talk about critical care medicine, we have very few role models to look up to. So maybe we feel that we cannot do it, but we can do it. The thing is, okay, women tend to choose more institution based jobs than the corporate jobs, which is more demanding, because they feel that it is difficult for them to manage the responsibility of home and the career. But if you make your family understand your job, it is possible. So it is more of a choice when they took it, because they feel that it is more right choice to make rather than it is of compulsion. If we see the critical care medicine, this is the figures which was published in European Society of Critical Care Medicine, where they looked up to the membership ratio. Obviously the female members is less compared to the male members. You will see that more of the women in the younger age group is having so more of the younger women is participating. So the figures will change in next 10 hours. We will see more and more female participants in the critical care medicine also. When they looked up to the ratio of the women and men in different part of the world, they saw that the ratio is completely unequal. when they compare the European continents and the African and Asian continents. So it is obviously less number of the female. So representation wise, whenever we talk about the publications and all, there are less women doing the publication, but we will see more in the future. As I have mentioned, we both are equal partners, but the inequality exists. Maybe it is unintentional. We cannot say that it is intentional. There are some biases which exist, that we men choose their colleagues, male colleagues, because they are more comfortable with them. Whenever women are offered the leadership role, they don't take the opportunity, because women themselves also feel that they are male are better choice for that, and which is wrong, I agree, but it is there. It is society's thoughts which required to be changed. It is not the other gender who is only responsible. Obviously, a mentorship program should be there, networking opportunities should be there, peer to peer support should be there, but it will be there in future. But I feel at this point of time it is unintentional, and we need to change this, and we will work on. So when we talk about equality and equity, I have a little constraint on the portion of equity. When we use the term of equality, which means that we are giving equal opportunity, equal voice, and equal circumstances to both the genders. When we talk about the equity, it means that we are giving preference to one over the another, because we feel that the particular portion of the society is lacking. So if you see the figure, whenever we have given the special status to any of the region of the country or any of the community of the society, we have seen some serious problems over the years. The problem is talent leaking, because over the years, the intention from which it started get diluted, and it is more of a preference kind of thing. So it should not be the talent leaking situation for the future. So I don't agree with the fact that we should be dealing giving the equity. I'm okay with the equality. You have seen the previous cartoon, it is more or less same. Equality is being pictured in the first. It is not sufficient, but equity is not the solution. Equality must be there. Solution is to create good circumstances, safe working environments, and giving equal responsibility and opportunities. The thing is, whenever we deal with the equity, it has consequences for the future generations. So I'm not in support of equity, definitely in support of equality and creating the right environment. And when we talk about the gender gap, yes, they do exist and they are very prevalent. But the thing is, gender gaps are there. We feel the gender gaps, but when we count about the adjusted and unadjusted gender gaps, what we have found out is, when we calculate the adjusted pay gaps, which means that we are giving the same pay for same amount of work for the same qualification, it is almost the same. The unequal gender pay gaps exist because women are not in the key position, they are not working full time, they are not taking the same roles as the male. So if we consider all this, yes, there is unequal pay gap, but if we consider that same amount of education, same amount of working hours, and same responsibility sharing, it is almost equal. But the thing is, what they have found out is that women don't ask for more because they are little insecure that they won't be given the proper opportunities and responsibilities if they ask for the equal amount of pay as their male colleague. So we have to believe in ourselves and ask for the right amount of remuneration. And we are in the era of Taylor Swift. She could change the US's GDP. So we can also change our own perspective for the future. I feel that a gender gap is very important aspect of diversity, equity, and inclusion. But there are many important other aspects also, that in any society, the region and race should be equally represented. The thing is, some portion of the India lack representation in the society, so their issues don't come equally in the societies. Similarly, those working in the corporate environment and those working in the government environment should be given equal responsibility because their problems are different and their outlook to the situation is also different, and everyone's outlook is important if we have to make an inclusive environment for the program. I feel as a critical care medicine, our society is also having diversity of the basic specialty, which includes medicine, anesthesia, pulmonary medicine. When we see them practicing, what we feel that the perspective of anesthetist being intensivist, medicine person being intensivist, and pulmonary medicine person being intensivist is different. So whenever we are making any policy making, everyone's perspective should be counted, not just the individual's perspective in the same basic specialty. Population which we see as a corporate also were different from what the government hospitals see. So everything should be included, not just the gender, for the future representation in any of the societies in India. What I feel is there is no disagreement on the safe working environment, providing infrastructure, the skill set based remuneration, but we cannot hold other gender responsible for our present situation. It is our combined responsibility. I'm talking about us whenever we are part of any less privileged portion of the society. It is not just the gender, it is also socioeconomic background and financial condition. It is difficult, and our journey is going to be difficult, but we can see our president Murmu being there, being from the scheduled caste and being a woman, becoming a president of the India, which means that it is possible. We just have to be determined. As Bill Gates rightly said, it is not your fault if you are born poor, but if you die poor, it is your fault. So we have to work for our own future. We cannot blame the circumstances for our present situations. So you are not a born winner, you are not a born loser. We are born chooser. So we have to choose our choices rightly so we can make difference for our own future. Thank you.